when insurance says no, bone stem appeals and the pivot. My spine surgeon gave me a number. Until my bone density and Hounsfield units hit that target, fusion surgery isn't even on the table. If you've ever been told, we can't operate until your bones are stronger, this is the part for you. So how do you build bone in a damaged spine without breaking yourself in the process? Welcome back, warriors. A rebuild warrior is someone who lives in a body that has been through something. The warrior code here is simple. We tell the truth about our bodies and we still show up. In this episode of the Rebuild Project, I'm going to show you the exact bone stem chapter of my rebuild code, the daily injections, the strange little movements, and how I'm using all of it. The goal is to turn my spine from a liability into a real option for surgery. In this episode, I want to walk through something critical to my long-term rebuild plan. My spine, my pain, and my future mobility depend on improving bone density. For me, this isn't optional. It's the foundation for everything that comes next, including potential surgery. After testing and a long, hard conversation with my surgeon, we agreed on targets. My bone density and my Hounsfield units must reach a level that makes fusion surgery possible and safe. Originally, that's where Tymlos came in, the first leg of the stool, medication. This is not just about taking a drug, it's about giving that drug a job to do. Tymlos is a daily injection designed to stimulate new bone growth, not just slow bone loss, but help build stronger structure inside the spine and hips by activating the bone-building cells called osteoblasts. Forteo, the drug my insurance prefers, is another daily injection in the same family. It also works by stimulating osteoblasts and increasing bone formation and density in people with severe osteoporosis. So the medical plan was clear: a powerful bone-building medication, plus movement my spine can tolerate to give my surgeon a safer spine to work with. Then we hit a speed bump. Insurance said no. No real explanation in the letter, just a denial for Tymlos. Behind the scenes, calls started. Duke's Access assistant staff, the insurance provider, and my surgeon all in the mix. My doctor's not just checking a box here. Based on the data and his experience, he actually prefers Tymlos for me because it has shown stronger and often faster bone building results than the older drug my plan wants to use, Forteo. When your surgeon has given you a target for bone density and Hounsfield units, that difference matters. And there's a clock ticking. I only have a few days of Tymlos left, and simply stopping an anabolic bone-building drug without transition plan is not a good outcome when you're trying to hit very specific surgical goals. Once these medicines stop, bone density can drift back down over time unless another treatment steps in. And that's the opposite of what my spine needs right now. When the insurance company called back, they wanted to know why Tymlos and whether I'd tried their preferred drugs first. In my chart, my doctor answered it clearly. I'm on Tymlos to treat severe osteoporosis in preparation for possible major spine surgery, and it would be harmful to stop my anabolic treatment now. Patients like me, heading toward big reconstructive spine surgery, are supposed to be on an anabolic medicine first, and then an anti-resorptive like Reclass to lock in the gains. The plan he laid out is a full course of daily anabolic treatment, ideally up to 2 years, followed by yearly reclassed infusions for 2 or more years to maintain that new bone. So I'm filming this, my team at Duke and my doctor in an active appeals process. We're pushing for the medication that best matches my fracture risk and my surgical plan, while also being realistic. If the answer truly is no on Tymlos, we need a fast pivot to Forteo or another solid plan so I'm not left with nothing. This is what a real-time rebuild looks like. The medical science, the insurance system, and my actual spine all in the same conversation. So here's how I'm treating this chapter. The medication, whether it's Tymlos or Forteo, is one leg of the bone stem plan. My job is to be ready the moment that prescription is approved. That means the rest of the plan cannot be on pause. The second leg of the stool is structured walking. Short, repeated walks, weight-bearing exercise like walking, is one of the simplest ways to support bone health and reduce fracture risk when it's done safely for osteoporosis. Not heavy lifting, not long workouts, but specific, consistent, low-impact loading that tells the spine to reinforce itself. I start with my morning walks, slow, very slow, controlled and steady, short distances, repeated through the day, to give my spine small doses of load without overwhelming it. Then leg 3, the bone stem light routine. For me, the bone stem light looks like 3 to 5 short walks spread throughout the day, plus a 5 to 10 minute routine of gentle isometrics. No tension, no twisting, no compression. Think of it as teaching the spine to load in tiny, respectful doses. These routines don't look dramatic, but they are the backbone of my daily program. If your old training brain says that doesn't even count as exercise, this is where we retrain that voice. This is part of my warrior code, capacity over ego. The plan has to match the body I have today, not the one I used to have in the dojo or in the gym. In a later episode, I'll show you exactly what my bone stem light routine looks like with modifications you can ask your physical therapist or doctor about. It doesn't matter your age, gender, or background. If your body has been through something and you're still here trying, you belong here. The combination of a bone-building medication, walking, and controlled loading creates a signal my body can follow. Build bone, restore structure, prepare for the next phase. It's not fast, it's not flashy, and honestly, some days it's just hard, but it's essential. Every day I stay with this plan, I'm stacking small advantages toward reaching a place where surgery becomes a solid option instead of a pure risk. Stacking small advantages, that's a core part of my rebuild code. One short walk, one safe hold, and soon one approved injection at a time. These are the small experiments, sustainable changes, and conscious acts that are each small victories. Pain is still there. Some days are harder than others. But having a clear protocol, one hold, one walk, and soon one daily injection gives me small victories that I can stack. For us rebuild warriors, the code is stacking small advantages. Even when the work feels invisible, one walk, one hold, one decision to stay in the game at a time. In the next episode, I'll talk about the pain in real terms, what it feels like, how it limits me, and how I'm using the rebuild code to make movement a tool instead of a risk. If you're trying to rebuild without pretending the pain isn't there, you'll want to see that one. The rebuild is slow, but it's happening. One step, one hold, and soon again, one morning injection at a time. Thank you for following along, warriors. One step, one hold, one injection at a time. We're rebuilding.